Lance, how can I ever thank you? You can start by passing me the chips. I passed him the bowl of reduced sodium, low-fat cardboard posing as corn chips. Lance insists on eating all sorts of ghastly low-cal food, an enthusiasm I do not share. When it comes to calories, my motto has always been the more the merrier. Eventually, we polished off our Diet Cokes and I bid him a fond farewell. Next time I see you, I promised, I'll have the cleanest pores in all of Los Angeles. And now, just days later, I was on my way to the Haven. True, Prozac continued to whine non-stop for the next 237 miles, but I didn't care. I was about to spend a week luxuriating in manis, massages, and poolside margaritas. Or so I thought. Little did I know that also on the schedule was a little thing called murder. Chapter 2. At first glance, the Haven was indeed quite havenly. A sprawling Spanish-style hacienda with red tile roof and magnificent arched windows. It stood beneath a canopy of pines high in the hills of a rustic town on the central coast of California. It was smaller than I'd expected, more like a private residence than a resort hotel. But that made it all the more charming. I pulled my Corolla into a gravel parking lot at the side of the house, and for the first time in hours, Prozac finally stopped wailing. "We're here, honey bunny." She glared up at me from her carrier. I want a divorce. With no parking attendant in sight, I grabbed Prozac's carrier and my suitcase and made my way to the front door, stepping into a soaring 2-story reception area. An elaborate wrought-iron staircase wended its way to the second floor. Nestled in a nook beside the staircase was the spa's receptionist, a middle-aged woman who wore her graying blonde hair in a thick braid down her back. She was on the phone as I walked in, but mouthed that she'd be right with me. "Our spa package starts at $400 a day," she was saying to her caller, "depending on your accommodations." $400 a day? I almost fainted dead on the spot. Apparently, so had the caller. "Yes, I know it's a little high, but it's well worth it. No, I'm afraid we don't offer AARP discounts." While the receptionist yacked about shiatsu massages and aromatherapy, I took a look around. To my left was a dining room, set with crisp white linens, and to my right a spacious lounge with an exposed wood-beam ceiling and a fireplace big enough to park my Corolla. "Well, give us a ring when you're ready to make a reservation," the receptionist said as she wrapped up her call, clearly unhappy to have let a customer slip through her fingers. Probably worked on commission. Then she turned to me with a bright smile, the kind they teach you in bed and breakfast school. "Welcome to the Haven." When she got up to shake my hand, I saw she was nearly 6 feet tall, with the shoulders of a Valkyrie, a middle-aged poster girl for triumph of the will. "I'm Olga Truitt, owner and proprietor." How odd that the owner was manning the reception desk. At a ritzy joint like this, I'd expect her to have minions aplenty to answer the phone. "You must be Jaine. I recognized you from your Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs t-shirt. The fellow who made your reservations told me about your appalling taste in clothes." Okay, so she used the word eccentric instead of appalling, but I knew darn well what Lance must have told her. For some insane reason, Lance insists moths come to my closet to commit suicide. "This must be your kitty," she said, kneeling down to get a better look at Prozac. "Let's get her out of that cage." "I wouldn't if I were you," I warned, as Olga reached for the latch on the carrier. "I'm afraid she's a little cranky right now," which was, of course, the understatement of the millennium. At that moment, Prozac was a cross between Godzilla and a Real Housewife of New Jersey. "Don't be silly," Olga said, flipping open the latch. I cringed in dismay as she reached inside, imagining her chiseled cheekbones